Everybody. We are perched here overlooking the Pacific in a little thatched space. Very simple. And just preparing for the mosquitoes which come about this time of night. So I'm going to show around me. Can it's hearable?
That's hearable.
Okay.
Arabella, can you hear? All right. Can everything?
Can everybody hear?
Yes, good.
Okay. Kind of far from the microphone. Try to make sure you hear. Okay, if you want to just get your posture adjusted. Very good. And let's close our eyes. Check it if there are any areas are really allowing your spine to extend itself upward. Remembering to overview your body. To make sure you are comfortable, relaxed. And then let us turn our attention to the breath. First, just observing your breath. Observing the rate, the rhythm of the breath. Noticing what parts of your torso expand when you inhale. and which parts don't. In areas where you don't feel the breath expanding, just relax that area and allow the breath to find its way in. Notice the energy shift in your body as you inhale. Allowing the breath free rein as it comes into your body. Now begin to follow the breath up the spine with your attention, beginning at the lower tip of the spine, the tailbone, coccyx, and let your attention sweep up the spine as you inhale. Illuminating the course of the breath with your awareness like a spotlight sweeping up the spine as you inhale. And then following back down on inhalation from the top of the head back down to the lower tip of the spine. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Mm. Allowing yourself to enjoy the breath. Noticing the invigoration that occurs when the oxygen comes into your body. And remember that you're drawing on a pool of energy that connects everyone on the planet. Now, as you follow up, we're going to add a sound most of you are familiar with. The sound so. Imagining the sound so as you inhale, going up the spine with your attention feeling the exhilaration of the breath and moving upward with the sound so. Letting your attention follow up toward the crown of your head. Imagine the sound hum, moving downward from the top of the head to the lower tip of the spine. Inhaling so, exhaling hum. Mm. Just stay with that process. If your mind wanders, your attention wanders, bring it to the spine, to the breath, and to the mantra. So, inhaling so, exhaling hum. And if your attention wanders, bring it back. And now, as you approach the top of the head with your inhalation and your visualization, feel your way into moving a little bit more upward, maybe completely up to the top of the head, maybe a little bit more, depending on what feels right for you, but not pushing it. And then exhaling back down to the base of the spine. Just notice how it feels to extend that upward breath a little bit. Staying with the so hum, staying with the sweep of attention up and down the spine. And now, if you wish, you can extend the downward breath a little bit further down and experiment with that. Inhaling up, exhaling down, a little further up, a little further down. And notice how that feels. Going only as far as feels comfortable. Staying with the breath, staying with the spine, and staying with the mantra. Reaching upward toward connection above. Reaching downward toward connection below. Staying with the process. Enjoying the vitality moving through your being. Enjoying the connection above and the connection below. Being the connection above and the connection below. If your mind wanders, bring it back. Now bring your attention to the point between the nostrils. Where the nasal septum joins the upper lip. and become aware of the air flowing on each side of that point. On both sides of that. And let your attention rest there until the two nostrils flow equally. And when they do, bring your attention back to the spine. So hum. Now let us begin to bring the attention gradually to the heart center. Letting your attention rest on the heart center. And when you're ready, you can begin to extend your attention from the heart center outward into your left arm, left side, into your right arm, right side, up to your head, down towards your feet. But remaining anchored at the heart center, merely extending your attention outward, staying centered at the heart. And when you're ready, you can begin to move your fingers a little, your toes, your head. And when you're ready, you can bring your palms to cover your eyes. Let your eyes rest for a few moments.
Like Jay Shane, huh?
And then open your eyes, stay fixed palms as they float down to your lap. Oh, okay. And when you're ready, you can reconnect with the space around you and the screen in front of you. So, does anyone have anything they would like to share? Any questions, comments? If you'd like to say anything, all you have to do is unmute yourself and then say your name and speak up.
Hi, this is Karen.
Yes. Yeah.
Thank you for that. So this has happened a couple of times now, and like twice today, and I'm remembering, so at the kind of the beginning part of the meditation, when we start moving that breath or following the breath up and down, and like in that, there's this point where I get hot, like it's almost like building a fire. And I just get hotter and hotter and hotter, and I feel like I'm gonna like combust. And if I just sit with that, then it sort of, I think dissipates, like spreads out. Is that like, am I just having a hot flash, or is this like a normal thing that happens?
Well, no, I think this is an indication of how powerful the process is, and how the energy is intensified by the focus on the breath, and the following the breath is a tapas, a practice of concentration. And the word tapas actually means heat. Oh. So heat is generated by that because there's an intensity that comes from the focus of the intention. So that's it's a very good indication that you're succeeding in staying focused, and there's nothing bad about it at all, because that energy that is generated is yours to do things with. And with that kind of focus, whatever you do in the world can be more powerful.
Thank you.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
Anybody else have anything they'd like to share, question to ask?
Hi, Rudyji, it's Shane.
Yes.
How would you feel about speaking about the koshas?
Well, is that helpful for you with that?
I'm trying to understand their relationship in relationship to the chakras.
Yeah, they're two different systems that connect. So the chakras are most intense. For people who don't know what he's talking about, koshas are like the layers that surround us. So there's an Annamaya kosha, which is the food sheath. They're called sheaths. The food sheath, which is your physical body. And then there's the Pranamaya kosha, which is the energy that we were talking about with the breath. And then there's the Manomaya kosha, which is the mind. And then there are more subtler realms as well. But the chakras have different manifestations in different of these layers, each of these layers. So on the physical level, the chakras are manifest as glands or nerve plexuses, or anatomical and physiologic processes and structures. On the energetic level, they're purely energy, and the pranic level, they're energy. And that's where we get the notion of a chakra or wheel, which is swirling of energy in that area, in each of those areas. And the Manomaya kosha, they have to do with certain attitudes and feelings and experiences and emotion and so forth. So, yeah, I mean, those are two different angles that come together in looking at how we function.
Thank you.
Thank you for that question. Anybody else? What else? Better ask tonight or it'll be 3 weeks before you get to ask again. So you're all set for 3 weeks. So I hope you won't stop doing the meditation just because we're not doing the Zoom call. I mean, it's a very nice time to meditate, like it's dusk, here on a Sunday evening. So you have total permission to continue to do it, Zoom or no Zoom.
I guess I missed.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I think I must have missed. So we're not going to do this for the next 3 weeks.
Oh yeah, maybe you can after that. Yeah, the next 3 Sundays we're not doing the Zoom, and then the first Sunday of March we will resume. The Zoom.
Resume the Zoom.
Yeah, and we're traveling, and some of those Sundays we can't possibly. We're flying, and we're also resting. Resting and recuperating and restoring ourselves. But the 1st of March, you will notice a little bit of spring happening, and we will reappear, and it will all happen all over again. So, does anybody have anything else to say? Yes.
Swami Ravi. Hi, this is Jody. It's
Yes, Jody.
delightful to hear the crickets and the frogs in the background. I almost felt like I was back in Costa Rica. I recognized some of them. It was like such an added bonus to the meditation this evening.
It is quite comforting, yeah, and we're soaking it up.
So I'm curious if you can, this might seem like a really simple thing, but you had said to me at some point that Swami Rama used to tell you that one of the most important things to keep in mind is not to do too much, because you can kind of become counterproductive at that moment.
You can kind of become what?
Counterproductive, like it becomes to a point, like if you try and learn too much or take in too much at once, that it can actually have the effect of throwing you backward in your, let's say, in your spiritual growth.
Yeah.
And I've been feeling very full in an empty kind of way recently. Like I don't want to, like, I don't want to read books. I don't want to watch YouTube videos about things. I don't want to even like really talk to people very much, because I feel like I have so much like happening and processing internally. I'm just curious if that maybe is part of the process, and like being still and just not doing anything for as long as that lasts would be the most recommended thing.
Is according to your capacity. And so you have to tuning in, when am I exceeding my capacity, whether it's doing exercise, whether it's water, anything at which you can comfortably and productively and successfully integrate things, take in information or whatever it is. And if you try to push it, you get sort of competitive, or you get sort of crazy. We're trained that, no, it's never enough. Push harder. You got to do more. You got to do more. If you did that much, now think how much you could do if you just pushed a little harder. So we then exceed our capacity, and that's injurious. We injure ourselves in various ways. And yes, that does throw us back on the path. So it's just not, it's not a good idea. And to avoid it, you just have to be aware, and require some humility. Like, well, yeah, I do have a limit. I have a capacity. And I think I've reached that, so stop. If you haven't reached your capacity and there's more that you want, whatever it is, food or information or chores that you want to do, then go ahead and do more. But constancy, I mean, people do that with yoga. Push a little harder, and then they go. Well, that's a very example where you can see, but we do it on other levels too. So just be conscious of and humility, accept and work within your capacity. You can enjoy it, you will benefit from it. Thinking about Jody, I said that, I think. So it's not like an absolute, okay, you've done too much. It's your judgment. I mean, judge for me, I'm exceeding my capacity. I have to do that myself. Requires a certain consciousness, a kind of self-monitoring. Like, okay, what are you doing now? We're doing it. I think everyone in the West forgets that frequently. So it's worth repeating. I'm glad you brought it up. Of according to my capacity. There's nothing, to be condemned about. Just as your client was not good enough, or you have too much, or whatever. You just have it. So operate within that. It's surely a key. People who old, just know your capacity. Do what you did when you were. I had a friend come to visit a year or so ago, and he saw a rebounder. So he was all excited and very enthusiastic. So he jumped up and down. I said, "Wow, you think you might be overdoing it?" No, it's great. Then he had seeing. He went to the doctor, and he had jumping up and down. He said, "You're not 25 anymore. 72." And it's okay. He forgot. So, so for the next week, see if you can be aware of your.
Rudyji, we're losing you. Yeah, I think we got the gist of what you were saying, but we are losing you.
Just a reminder, in case you didn't hear that, but we will be resuming beginning March.
First time.
So you may unmute yourself and say goodnight and say thank you, and we'll see you beginning of March.
Thank you. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Have a
Thank
good
you.
3 weeks.
Thank
And we'll
you.
see you
3 weeks.
in March. Bye,
Thank
Good
everybody.
you.
Good night, everyone.
Good to see
Rudyji and
everybody.
Paul have beautiful travels.
So where is